Introduction of bills.
Member for Victoria Swan Lake.
Mr. Speaker, I move first reading of the Species at Risk Protection Act.
Honourable members, you've all heard the motion. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay. Motion carried. Continue, member.
Mr. Speaker, introduction of this bill enables British Columbia to join with 8 provinces in Canada that currently have standalone legislation protecting critical habitat for endangered species at risk of extinction. BC has long been recognized as Canada's most biodiverse province, but our province is also noted for lacking an explicit legislative framework that ensures BC's unique and rich habitat is not lost forever from human impacts that can be better managed. Research supported by the Law Foundation of BC established that BC is host to 76% of Canada's bird species, 70% of its freshwater fish species, and 60% of its conifer species, yet only 4% of BC's 600 species at risk are listed under existing provincial laws. The provincial government is aware of recent reports about the levels of endangerment for wildlife, including our iconic orca whales, and it's growing more severe each year of each decade, and to quote that report, without immediate action, British Columbia's biodiversity is vulnerable to rapid deterioration, especially in light of climate change. This bill will greatly expand upon the narrow jurisdictional protections offered by the Federal Species at Risk Act. The bill will enable independent scientists from respected bodies like the Royal Society of Canada to identify species and ecosystems under threat and create recovery plans. In determining and implementing necessary actions, government will benefit from the best scientific knowledge available, as well as Aboriginal knowledge, and be able to balance long-term protective measures with economic and social considerations. To create a sustainable BC, this legislation intends to strengthen conservation agreements our province already has in place, to help our province's biodiversity adapt to climate change, and recover and restore the health of species and ecosystems from decline and disappearance. Mr. Speaker, 8 years ago, the United Nations declared 2010 the Year of Biodiversity with the intent of achieving significant reduction of the current rate of biodiversity loss at the global, regional, and national level. BC ecosystems we all recognize, including coastal Douglas fir, ponderosa pine, and grasslands, are part of the land base regarded as critically imperiled or vulnerable. We need legislative tools to guide our action. This bill offers our province a means to protect species at risk and the rich biodiversity of our province for future generations to come. Mr. Speaker, I move the bill be placed on the orders of the day for second reading at the next sitting of the House after today.
Honourable members have all heard the motion. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay. Motion carried. Madam Clerk.